For this Anim8or tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how to make a 3D fan blade or propeller. To start out, you need to make sure you have this selected right here, this tool, because we're going to make a spline. And you're going to click on the y-axis, draw a line up this way, then draw a line down this way. Notice that this point right here is much higher than the original point, and the final point is lower. And this will make it easier at the end, and I'll show you why. But I'll show you why in a second. Right now, click on the line, close it, and it should make a triangle. And from here, go to Build, Lathe, and choose 6 sections and y-axis. And that should spin it around. You can use arc rotate to kind of see how it looks. You'll notice there's still that spline right there. So let's turn off arc rotate, go back to the front view, and with this line tool still selected, click on the spline and press delete on your keyboard, and it should get rid of it because we don't need it any longer. Alright, let's change views. We're going to go to this view right here, which is the wireframe view, and we're going to change modes to the object edit mode right here, or the point edit mode right here. So click on this, and now what we can do is we're going to select the edges or lines by clicking right here and using drag select. So click someplace up here, click, hold it down, drag, and you should select all these. And if the lines are selected, that means you probably had on the correct option. If only the points are selected, that means you probably had it on the point select. So make sure it's on this one. Now press delete on the keyboard, and it deleted all those lines. We're going to do the same thing with the bottom. So make sure it's still on these two. Click down here, drag, and select all the bottom ones, and you can press delete on your keyboard. Alright, so with these points still selected at the bottom, we're going to change views. We're going to go view and front. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to view and top is what we want. Okay, view then top. And they're still selected. We're going to use this rotate tool, and the right or left arrow key doesn't matter. Hold down one of them, and you'll see it spin, and you want it to look something like that. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to select all the lines. To do that, I think the easiest way, well, first I'm going to change to this tool. So what you could do is select them all one at a time, but an easier way is go up to Edit and select all. And as long as you still have this selected, it should select all the lines. And now we're going to go to Edit and Fill Holes, and that fill them in. And they're all bright yellow because they're selected, but if you click in the background anywhere in this purple, it deselects it. And so when you go to either one of these views, you can see they're all filled in. Okay? So there's our propeller. Let's go back to front view, and let's make a center to the propeller. To do that, go back to object edit mode, and you can choose any one of these, but I think the easiest thing to do is use the sphere tool, draw it somewhere in the center, and you can even double check that it's in the center by changing the location right here. If you make it all 0 on all of these and click OK, it will center it in the middle of the screen. It makes it easier for later on, because then all you need to do is use the arrow key and slide it on up. So the first thing, you could leave it as a sphere and that's fine, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on it and change some properties. I'm going to change this first section to maybe 8, and the latitude lines down to 5. See how that looks. All right, I think that's going to work. Now it's still selected, so I'm going to go to Build, Convert to Mesh, change it to Point Edit Mode down here. I'm going to select, it's still in the line selection, so I'm going to go to Point over here. So if I click on this point and use the arrow key and move it up, it'll look something like that. And I could have done the same thing with this down here if I wanted the bottom to look something like this. And let's see how it looks. Cool. And let's say that's how I wanted it. I can go back to object edit mode, select it, use the arrow key, move the whole thing up, or I could have selected the blades and moved the blades down, and you can kind of see what it looks like. And that's pretty much it, but I'm going to add some color. I'm going to click on the materials over here. Click OK. I'm going to click apply, and you could select the blade and add a different color if you wanted to. Maybe a different color red. And anytime you could change any of these colors. So here we go. Decide to go with green. Here's our blade, and the next step, what I want my students to do is add your name to it. First, let's go to the front view, and I'm going to move mine down a little bit. So with it in the front view, I'm going to click on the text tool, put the text above. So put your name, go to build, extrude, okay. And I'm going to use the red over here to apply that color to it. So now I can use arc rotate and kind of tilt it a little bit so I can get the full view of the blade from the top. And I can also, I can also see my name tilted so I can see that the name is in 3D. Get it so it looks how you want. And then all you have to do is go to render image. And I'm going to make mine 800 by 600. Give it a background color maybe. I like to use anti-alias right here. Click OK. And here we have it. And I'm going to show one more trick. I'm going to close this real quick. I'm going to zoom in. So I'm going to use this right here. So with this, it's on the move tool, so I can center it. Then I can zoom in using this. I'm going to click anywhere on the screen, zoom in. Maybe I want to move it a little bit more. So now when I go back to render and render image, click OK, you can see it's a lot bigger. So if you click save, JPEG, and then if you click this button right here, you can choose where you're saving it. And then you're going to upload the assignment to me. So that's it. If you have any questions, let me know.